Honey, come on in this room, baby. And when you get in here, go on hit share. Okay? I said, come on in the room. Come on in the room. Hey, hey, Jesus is my doctor. And he writes out all of my prescriptions. And he brings me all of my medicine in my room. Honey, come on in this room. And when you get in here, go on hit share. I know it's lunch hour. For some folk, it might be a little later. But over here is about 1 something, okay? I made me a little salad or a big salad. I might not eat all of it, or I might. But that's my business. Honey, come on here. Oh, wait. Let me go turn this off so it won't get loud here. Hold your mute. Move my stuff. Thing out the way. Hold your mute. Hold your mute. I'll be right with you. Hold your mute. Oh, okay. Very good. Honey, how is y'all doing? Got me a little salad. Okay, tell what is all on this salad, girl? Well, got a little mixed greens and tomato and cucumber and red and yellow peppers with avocado. Was gonna throw me a few pickles on there, but I said I got right many cucumbers on here, so they just pickles without the pick. Ooh, okay. But on top I got my little Kelly's croutons, just the crumbs, the little crumbles. Ooh, they so good. And I got some avocado crack on my avocado, a couple of onion, what they call onion strings or something. Them, I got them at the 99-cent store, so I threw them on there. And Essie Marie's good old basil dressing. Yeah. So anywho, honey, I wanted to go live real quick. I got to work tonight. I have another event tonight, and I know we ain't been live a couple days, but something. I had an experience that I wanted to share, and I kept contemplating how much I wanted to share of the experience. And I said, well, you know what? We family, and we share things with each other. And I think that the entire point of it all was for me to share. So come on in the room, y'all. Hey, Denise, welcome, honey. You new to the family, honey. Welcome. Welcome, honey. Hey, Ginger. Hey, Caroline. How y'all doing? Hey, Irma. Hey, Miss Lois. Oh, y'all hear this air conditioning just clicked on. Is it too loud? Because it is right hot outside. Can I leave it on, or is it too loud? Y'all let me know. Let me know if it's too much. So, anywho, let me just take a little bite, honey. Thank you, Lord, again. Amen. How are you? Is this air too loud? Yeah. Kristen Combs, you said, I feel like you're about to make me cry for some reason. It could happen. I don't know. But it could happen. Hold your mute. Let me turn this air off. Too loud. I gotta turn everything off. Sister. My sister calling me on the live. Tasha, I'm on the live, girl. I'm on the live. Okay, I can't answer your call, girl. I'll call you back when I'm done. But of course she would call. That's probably my mama making her call me at this moment. So, here go. All right. My mother passed away September 30th, 2007. Okay? And while she was sick, my mother had ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease, which is neuromuscular. If you're not familiar with this disease, it is very rare. comes out of nowhere. It is not a what would I like to call it? It's not a particular. It's not very particular about who it chooses. It's a very random disease that it can strike anybody, you know. So my mother was a social worker, and she was also a pastor later in her life. So once she was diagnosed with ALS, it is terminal, okay? ALS is a terminal disease. Once diagnosed, she was given 6 months to a year to live. That's how quick it can take over. It starts usually with a limb, okay? A hand. My mom started with her hand. It can start with your foot. Rarely, and sometimes, it can start with your vocal cords. And my mom started with her hand. Now, what happens is your muscles pretty much, they decide to go to sleep. All right? Your brain cannot get the message to them anymore to stay active and do what they need to do. Okay? So her hand was the first thing to give her signs that something was not right. And in the process of that, once the muscles in the hand went to sleep, this hand she couldn't use it anymore. She couldn't move it anymore, right? Her right hand. And then normally, it strikes your prominent hand or foot, okay? And for my mom, everything started on the right side of her body. So her hand and her right foot months later were the first things to stop working. During that time, prior to, my mom was writing her life story. And she was also writing just inspirational things about her journey. Okay? When she could not write anymore with her right hand, she taught herself to write with her left. And we're talking about in a matter of weeks and months. Okay? That's how quick it is. Because you got to understand, my mom was diagnosed in 05, and she passed away in 07. Right? And so when she could no longer write with her right, she wrote with her left for a couple months. And then when she couldn't do that, she asked us to get her a tape recorder because she was still able to talk. And so she asked us to get her this tape recorder, and so that she could record herself, right? Now, mind you, we had got her this before because she knew it was coming. She got the tape recorder, and so she would record herself, even when the right hand wasn't working, when the left hand was working, but she couldn't really get it, so she would record herself. Now, when she couldn't use her hands, like she couldn't, the left hand was very weak, but she was still able to do certain things. She would pick her pencil up, struggle to do that, but she would pick it up, and she would put it in her mouth, like so, and hit her record button on her tape recorder. Honey, the dedication, okay, of making sure she got this story out of her, because that's the thing she would always say, I can't die with this stuff inside, because this is supposed to live far after I'm gone. Yes. So my mom, before she passed, days before, she couldn't talk any longer. We'd have to read her lips. And so she said to me, I read her lips, and she said to me, make sure you get the box. And the box was her tapes and her journals. And so I did, right? I went and got them because we knew she was about to pass. And I've had those for over 11 years. I remember the week that my mom passed away, I tried to listen to one of the tapes, and I couldn't. It was just too soon. And then I tried to read some of her journals, and it was a little bit too much at the time for me. And so I've always kept them because I promised her that I would do something with it, and I would get her story told, and I would always keep her alive by sharing stories about her, as like I do with the dime stories. Well, the other day, 2 days ago to be exact, I had this urge to listen to a tape. That's been almost 12 years. And so I put the tape in. Now, the crazy thing is, let's just go back. I ain't had no tape player in years. I don't know what happened to the tape player that my mama had. So I didn't have that. I just had the tapes. And I don't know if you know, but ain't nobody walking around with tape players these days, right? But I was never really ready to listen. Never really ready. But something came over me the other day, and I said, okay, let me listen to the tape. And I put in the first tape. Well, because I only got through 3 minutes before I turned it off. But I put in this tape, and my mother was praying. First of all, the sound of her voice after almost 12 years. Well, actually, the sound of her voice, it has been 12 years because she wasn't able to speak for months. And I had not heard her voice in 12 years. Whew. The sound of her voice was music to my ears. I think that I had forgotten how soft her voice was. She had such a delicate tone in her voice. And she was such a lady, honey. And so I heard her voice. And of course that brought me to tears in that moment. I was so thankful that she had done that. I was so thankful that I had the box and I had the tapes and I was able to listen. But most importantly, I was so thankful that my mom took the time, even if she had to do this, to turn her tape recorder on. I'm so thankful that was my reminder that, honey, when everything is telling you you can't do something, when you done tried every little thing, there's still a way. If you want to do it, there's still a way. When I turned the tape on, my mother was praying and giving praise. She was in a state of gratitude. And she knew she was going to die. She recorded this September of 2005, with knowing in June she had been diagnosed with a terminal disease, and they had told her 6 months to a year. Although she lived longer, she lived 2 years after that. But she knew she was going to die, and she was in a state of gratitude. And so that got me. Well, yeah, we all know we're going to die. It's inevitable. We all know that, right? But when you've been given your prognosis and you've been told you are sick and there's nothing we can do to make you better, this disease is terminal. My mother was in a state of gratitude. And she began to say how thankful she was because she had just left California. Because when my mom knew that she was dying, when she found out about her diagnosis, we had just moved to California in 2004, November. And so in June, 6-7 months later, she finds out. And she said, well, I got to get out there because I got to see where my baby's going to be. I got to see where you're going to be at because the Lord has called you out there for something. And so in the tape, she was saying, oh, God, I'm so thankful that he made a way for me to get to California, to stay for a month, because she did. She stayed all of August, honey. And she said, I got to go to California stay with my baby daughter, Tabitha. She said my name. And she said, and my son-in-law, Chance, and my grandbaby, Choice. But the fact that I didn't know, I got tons of tapes. That was the tape that I picked. I didn't know what was on it. But when I put it in, she said my name. She was in a state of gratitude. That's who my mother was. And as she continued to speak, she went on to talk about the pain she was enduring emotionally with my stepfather. You see, he had checked out, okay, when my mom got sick. He couldn't handle it. He was angry. He became mean to her. And we didn't know how much she was enduring until after she passed away. And even though she was going through that, she was still in a state of gratitude. So I say to my caregivers, or to my people in relationships, or people who have had to deal with a terminal illness in their family or sick family members, be kind to them. It is not their fault. They are just thankful to still be alive. And they never want to feel like a burden. Nobody wants to get sick. Nobody wants to be sick. Nobody wants somebody to have to take care of them. So, if that is your life, if that is happening in your family, be mindful. Take your breaks. Ask for a break. If you can't handle it, be honest with yourself and your family. And say, I can't handle it. And I need a little time to get myself right so that I can. But be kind. Be kind, y'all. We got to be kind. But we got to be grateful. Enjoy those last days or months or years with your loved ones who may not have long, who may have been given a terminal prognosis. Be kind. Spend that time with them, okay? My mama told me, she said, girl, after I'm gone, people gonna know my name. I said, well, Mama, I believe so. She said, because you gonna see to it. And I didn't get it. I didn't get it at that time. But my mama's name is Patricia Johnson. Patricia Blackstock Johnson. And she was amazing. She was strong. So, whenever you are at a crossroad, right, and you get to a place that where you feel like, oh, I can't do it, I can't figure it out, you whisper to yourself, Patricia Johnson, if Tab's mama could put a pencil in her mouth to hit record on her tape recorder, what can I not do? When there's a will, there's a way. All you got to do is have the willpower to keep going. And even when everything looks like it's going to be over, honey, stay in a state of gratitude. Give him praise in advance. Praise during your storms. Just be in a state of gratitude. Because, honey, let me tell you something. When my mama left this world, she was at peace. I've never seen a person so at peace in my life. She told us the day she was going home. And she was at peace about it. So, I say that to say, Mama, Patricia Johnson, is still among us all. And people will certainly know her name. But her spirit and her mission is what's so important. Let that sit with you. Let not your spirit and soul be troubled. Everything will be all right. You can do it. Okay? You can do it. Whatever that thing is. If you're still here, there's a way. Be kind to folk. All right? That's it. I love y'all. I just wanted to share. I didn't get to eat my salad yet, but I'm fit to tear it up. I am thankful. I'm thankful to carry on the legacy of my mother and to stay in a state of gratitude. That's it. I love y'all. I pray that the rest of your day is amazing. But baby, even if it ain't, don't you dare go mess up nobody else's hand. All right. I'm eating salad and I'm gonna talk to you later. Love you.